Explain well. Exclusive to The Drive with Robin Ross.
So die storie loop is dat die Suid-Afrikaanse regering probeer hierdie veiling van 'n hele paar van Nelson Mandela se baie spesiale items te stop.
Yeah. Basically, there's been a move by one of Nelson Mandela's daughters, Makaziwe Mandela, and his former prison guard, his warder on Robben Island, Christo Brandt. There's a collection of about 100 things that have now gone to an auction house in Guernsey, so the tax-free part of the United Kingdom.
Yes.
And there's about 100 items, and an organization that I'd never heard of, that you might never have heard of, called SARA, went to court, which is the South African Heritage Resources Agency. And they went to court a while ago to try and stop a bunch of these things being sold. Out of the 100-odd things, there are 29 of them that they identified, that they said these should be heritage items for the country. We shouldn't be selling these things. And they seem to have lost that battle in court. And amongst those items, and the one that got all of this in the news recently, was including President Mandela's ID book.
Yes. And then also vir my wat redelik persoonlike items is sy gehoorapparate.
Yeah.
That to me is just a little bit kind of off-center, maar dit is 'n persoonlike opinie. Wat die SARA as organisasie hier is om te doen, is om goed te beskerm wat hulle voel aan Suid-Afrikaanse geskiedenis behoort. So all of his stuff, because he was so integral to how this country progressed, all of his stuff, those small items, they feel belongs to the country, and it is their job to protect the integrity and where those things end up.
Lots of social media talk about this as well. People saying, how can his children sell out his legacy like this? These things belong to South Africa and so on. I had to squiz through the auction website and just running a quick numbers total in my head. There's at least, just at the reserve price, not the price they reckon things will sell for, but just to get your name in the hat. The reserve baseline, you're looking at well over 450,000 US dollars.
Yeah.
Which we broke through 19 rand to the dollar yesterday, so you can do the quick maths in your head. That is a lot of money.
Ja, so die Departement van Sport, Kuns en Kultuur is nou ten gunste van die feit dat die SARA dit reg gekry het om die veiling te stop. But on the other hand, these things also belong to his family.
Well, this was going to be my devil's advocate points.
Yeah.
The inheritance of things from parents and grandparents and things that get passed down. Yes, some things are sentimental, some things you would want to keep. But, I mean, all over the world, every single day, when inheritances come through, people wander off and sell the stuff. An old dresser, some old furniture, some jewelry, some paintings, some, whatever you want to call it. Goed van oupa en oma af word verkoop. Not all of that stuff gets kept all the time. This is a fact of life. And there's a part of me that looks at some of the stuff. Now, I would be curious to know what our Heritage Resource Agency, which 29 items they were looking at. Because some of them, for sure, I can look at the auction site right now and tell you that, these feel like South African history. But, I mean, for example, one of the things, Harvard University's gift to Nelson Mandela. It's a silver bowl. It's not particularly pretty. It's engraved on the side. And it's selling for 20,000 US dollars. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, what part of that is South African heritage? It's not.
Yeah.
It's an American university who sent a world leader a gift. There are so many things here. There's a pair of pens from the United Nations Secretary General gift you could pay $1,500 for. There's a gift from the President of the Republic of Italy, which is a little silver box, which is going for $4,000. None of these things mean anything to me as a South African.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Speaking of Americans, there is a gift from President and Mrs. Obama that is going, it looks like a tablecloth or some kind of...
A pillowcase, maybe?
Or something.
It's ugly, is what it is.
It's going for $50,000. It's one of the highest priced items on this auction list.
And there are many things like that. Now, again, I don't care about some famous person's gift to some other famous person. The fact that there was a famous person's gift to a famous person means nothing to me. I really don't care, and I don't see how that's a part of South African heritage. Some things, though, like his tennis racket from Robben Island, that feels like ours.
Do you know what to me on this list feels like ours? And there's quite a few of them. It's the hemde.
Oh, the shirts, man.
The
Iconic.
hemde.
Yeah, the shirts, there are original pastel artworks that he did. The Lighthouse Robben Island is in this list somehow of things. It's a huge auction full of stuff, and I'm torn because half of me sits going, listen, it's not ours. It belongs to his family. It belongs to his kids. They can do with it what they want. These are the rules. These are the rules we all play by. I don't see why one group of people, we should be able to go, no, your grandfather, we also cared about him, so you can't do anything with this stuff. Like, I don't take that argument.
He was our tata as well, not
Precies.
just your tata.
Precies.
But also, when they asked Makaziwe what the point of the auction was, she said that there are plans to create a heritage garden, a memorial garden in Madiba's honor, which is going to be near his burial site, not more of a South African thing that can be celebrated than a whole bunch of little knickknacks and personal items that no one else can see.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens with the proceeds. I don't even want to speculate in that direction at the moment, but I can tell you for a fact, in my opinion, there's a bunch of stuff on this list that I don't care about, that I don't feel is South African heritage, and simply because Nelson Mandela owned it once upon a time because someone gave it to him, I don't think makes it special. I don't know if these are the objects in his life that he cherished. You know, that feels like the heritage for me. So his letters, his tennis rackets, his things from Robben Island, the stuff that he used and that he loved. I mean, granted, it would be dope AF. His Ray-Ban aviators.
I saw those.
I would buy them. They are currently listed at $50,000.
Yeah.
It would be kind of cool to walk around and go, these are Nelson sunglasses. These are rad. But for the rest of the stuff, if somebody bought a silver bowl that Harvard gave him for $10,000 and you walked into if I walked into your house and you said, that's the silver bowl that Harvard gave Madiba, I'd be like, okay, cool. So we'll see. We'll see how much of the stuff is going to get sold. Fingers crossed we're going to be able to keep some of it for South Africa. And the other conversation is like, why haven't we moved to secure some of the stuff already? Which is a fair question, and I think lots of people need to provide some answers on that.
And if we want the stuff so badly, why don't we give Makaziwe $400,000 US dollars?
That's the other thing, and I don't, a lot of this stuff I wouldn't pay $10 for.